Love and light to the tribe. Okay, I am Nudiamonds here with the energy reading for the full moon in Sagittarius. Okay, in real time. Okay, we are live, so we are in the energy right now. This full moon peaks at um 12 a.m, 11:30 p.m, 12 a.m. So it's starting on the 10th, and it will peak in the midnight. Okay, so it's this shift in energy, this shift in consciousness, and it will be starting on the 10th and full peak on the 11th. But we are here. Okay, I'm gonna let Soul Tribe come on in, and I just want to give you guys a huge shout out. I'm so grateful, I'm so thankful to be here with you guys. We're gonna tap into some thanks and some gratitude. Okay, so I just really want to give a huge shout out to the divine and source. Okay, without creator, none of this will be possible. A huge shout out to the ancestors and the master teachers that were here before us, paving the way for us. A huge shout out to the angels and our ancestors, okay, as these are our spirit guides and guardian angels that help us throughout the day, and the angels of light that work with us, okay? All of these things are here for us, here to push us higher, here to propel us forward. And that's exactly what we're doing. We're maneuvering through this energy the best way possible. And it is just a beautiful energy to be in. And I'm just so grateful. I'm just in full gratitude, even for the haters, right? Even for the obstacles, even for the delays and the detours, because those experiences made us who we are today. We've learned and we've grown from those experiences, and they only made us stronger. Okay, because we're still here today, y'all. Okay, can't nothing stop us. Okay, these things are adversities. These things were here to help us build strength, build character, and just elevate in every way possible. Okay, so I just want to start off in that tone. Okay. Hey, peace to the tribe. We right on divine timing. Okay. Yes, I just went live. We just started. It's just starting. This is a new beginning. Okay. So I feel like this Sagittarius full moon is going to be the peak. You're going to get into a peak into your harvest. And speaking of peak, they also call this the pink full moon, the strawberry full moon, due to strawberries being in its season. The strawberries are, oh, my mouth is salivating. The strawberries are so sweet, so delicious, so good. This is also called the surgeon full moon, as this is where all the fish are in plentiful, right? Plenty fish in the sea. And just being thankful, being grateful. This is where we receive that harvest. A lot of love and abundance, a lot of great opportunities that are pouring in for us. And it's just about how you see it. It's about how you perceive it. It's about your perception and where you at, how far you have come, and just being grateful and thankful and staying in this high vibrational energy. As Sagittarius is that, oh, I love you too. He said, I love you. I love you too. I love y'all so much. I really mean that. Like, y'all already know I got an infinity for y'all. That's why I'll be pouring my heart and my soul out to y'all, pouring my heart and soul to the collective, because it's a soul tribe thing, right? This journey has been very long, right? Very lonely for a lot of us, as we come into consciousness and we are outcasted for our own protection, right? So even these people, oh, that's crazy, that's this, that's that, that's for our protection to make us stronger, right? So we can continue to go on this journey, knowing who we are fully, know thyself, and being aware with us. And it's at this moment where we get full confidence in ourselves. Boom, we meet somebody on the same frequency. Boom, we connect with soul tribe. Boom, we're connecting with other people. Boom, family members coming back. So it's like everything is happening in divine timing. And when I say I love y'all, I mean that from the top, the bottom, the wholeness of my heart, okay? And yeah, the fullness of my heart, as this is a full moon in Sagittarius energy reading. And I haven't did one of these live in a really long time, so I was like, let me go live. I feel like this is a full circle moment, right? We're all growing, we're all blooming, we're all evolving. And yeah, I just really want to tap into that energy. And like I said, it's about the collective, as this full moon is rising in Aquarius. So this is about the collective. This is about community. This is about how are we serving, how are we elevating, right? How are we tuning into this wisdom to help evolve ourselves and grow in that fullness and releasing things that no longer serve us, okay? As this is a full moons are all about releasing and letting go, seeing the fullness of something, things come into the light, things being illuminated, right? As we all know, those wolves howl at the moon, ow, 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 right? So it's this call out to the tribe. If you can hear me, okay, if you can hear me, drop some wolves in the chat, okay? If you feeling me, drop some hearts in the chat, okay? Drop something in the chat to let me know that you are here and you are present, as being in the present is a present, right? Being here in the moment is, it's no better feeling than being aware in this time of day right now, with all of this chaos going on, with all of these distractions going on, with all of this crazy manipulation, all of these riots. Yeah, shout out to Soul Tribe. Yes. Because I feel like we are all lone wolves and we're coming into that pack. We're coming into this, you know, community, and we're all bringing a piece of our own intelligence to see the bigger picture. Okay. So, yeah, I said this is the rise of the collective consciousness because you guys, have you guys noticed? Everyone is rising in their consciousness. Everything is rising in its vibration. Not even just people, the animals, the earth. We had an earthquake the other day, right? Shook things up, right? There's hurricanes going on, there's riots going on, there's fires going on, there's this volcanoes erupting, right? There's new discoveries being found. This is the rise of the collective consciousness. This is the rise of the earth, the rise of the royal rulers. This is a rise wherever you're at. This is the level up, the double up, the ascension, right? And it's about the collective. It's not just one, it's all. It's all of us. It's everything, everywhere, all at once, right? So this is the time where we are kind of observing things and watching these things happen. If we feel called to engage in them, right, and speak our piece, but not necessarily getting involved with them, as the divine is orchestrating everything in divine alignment. And it's kind of like we learned those lessons and we're not going to step in to be the referee, right? We're going to let these things, you know, kind of figure it out for itself. We're going to let the things fall into place as they are, because that's how the divine wants everything to happen. It's things serving their own karma, right? It's a sense of that karmic justice happening, right? Divine justice happening, divine intervention, and we are in that energy where we just kind of have to center in and stay true to ourselves, have that confidence, right? As some of us may be going through tests, some of us may be going through obstacles, right? Hold on, you guys. This is that last leg. Okay, I've been there. We've all gone through it. And I feel like this is that last cycle, that final boss, if you will. This is the final boss fight. All right. And after you defeat this enemy or this inner me, you will feel way more complete. You'll feel way more whole. You'll feel way more confident after it's all said and done, as this is revealing that last little bit of that needs to come up. Okay. So I said this is us rising up to a higher timeline, as well as you guys may have been experiencing deja vu. I've experienced so much deja vu. It's been tripping me out. Okay. Let me know if y'all had any experiences with deja vu, or just feeling like time is speeding up, time is slowing down, feeling like you're in this your own bubble. Okay. Feeling like you're ascending, just feeling like, I don't know, just this undescribable time lapse, or like Mandela effect, or this like nostalgic feeling, even like your senses, seeing things that you haven't seen in a while, right? Just this sense of euphoria, this sense of bliss, this sense of outer body experience, if you will. That is of this energy as well with this full moon in Sagittarius, because the sun is in Gemini. And I feel like the sun is in Gemini, that's this realm of consciousness, right? That's the third sign, which means it's 3D, right? So we have this 3D lens that we are in right now. But as our spirits go up in ascension, we are gaining a higher level of consciousness, another level of awareness, where our first eye is being activated, or gifts are being enhanced, our crown is opening up more, or extending our gifts, and it's just mind blowing. Okay, so just embrace it all. Don't be afraid to tap into your power. Just embrace it and take it one step at a time. Give yourself grace, pace yourself. Everything is happening in divine timing. Okay. Um, Also, I said it may feel like you're entering in a portal. Okay, it could feel like, and when I say a portal, this is just a certain space or a sacred place in time that you hold sacred to yourself. Okay, so this could be you meditating more. This could be you just really having that sacred solitude with yourself and embodying that energy, not um not so much looking at it from a negative perspective, just really being in tune with where you are currently. Like, okay, I feel like I'm in this new energy, this new vibration. Let me be in it, instead of question, oh my God, what's going on? What's happening? Overthinking, and you're taking yourself out of that element. When spirit really wants you, just hone in on the energy, get a feel for this new presence, get a feel for the new energy that is entering in right now, as it is all part of the divine. Okay. Um, yeah, so I feel like this will also be where we're connected more to connected more and focused on our higher mind as well. Most deaf feeling a shift, deja vu for real. Yeah. Yeah, this is one of those times where deja vu, dreams, um, everything is just gonna be in heightened due to this energetic alignment, due to these new frequencies that are hitting the planet, due to the waters heating up, right? The ice caps are melting, and ice is frozen information, frozen emotions, right? So as that melts, that pours into the waters, right? We ingest that water, that air, that consciousness, and we are taking it in, and it's bringing back these old memories, it's bringing back these old gifts, it's bringing back, running it back. Okay. So we're just tapping into that. And it's not to overthink, it's just to process and enjoy. Okay. This is a time of like true bliss and just being that energy. And y'all got to excuse me because I lost my voice over this past weekend at my event. Just having so much fun. Peace to the tribe. Having so much fun, yelling and screaming, laughing, dancing, and my voice is a little, but the message will still be made very clear, okay? And you already know the great divine speaks through signs, symbols, and synchronicities. And if you know, you know. All right. So we'll most definitely be focused on our higher mind at this time, and really getting more in tune with what's for us and what's resonating with us at this time. Love y'all so much. Okay. And channeling into that divine mind. So you may even be getting y'all gotta excuse me. Ooh, yeah, clearing things out. Okay, and she's back. Okay, and she's back. But yeah, really just clearing things out, making your channel clear. This could be detoxing from certain things, being mindful of what you're consuming, and really getting aligned with that divine you, that inner divinity, right? And the divine that resides outside of us as well. There is a bigger picture, there's a bigger energy, the all, the creator. You're going to be getting more insight, more intuitive messages than ever. Okay, so just pay attention to that. And that's going to be happening throughout this whole week until we enter in to Cancer season. Okay, so for like the rest of June, just pay attention to all of the signs and messages that you get. Okay. I said direct info coming in from the galactic center. And I say that because the galactic center is the Milky Way galaxy, and the Milky Way galaxy is in Sagittarius A, right? And this is a full moon in Sagittarius, right? So there's going to be divine enlightenment, divine gifts, divine dreams, divine prophecies, divine hits, everything in divine alignment. Creator, source, God, Allah, Brahman, whatever you pray to, whatever you worship, spirit, ancestors, you're going to be getting more messages and more signs than ever during this time, okay? So I suggest, if you can, this week, go into meditation, prayer, whatever works for you. Draw, sing, write, dance, whatever gets you in that creative flow. Becoming one with yourself so you can receive these messages. I'm hearing, even if you have a partner, engaging in love making acts to increase this blissful energy at this time, as this is a very magical time, okay? But yeah, it's also taking me back to, like I said, that Milky Way galaxy, right? That milk, that, the mother's milk, divine nourishment. So we're going to be getting a lot of divine nourishment, a lot of internal fulfillment, especially if you've been operating from your heart and pouring into your hopes, wishes, and dreams at this time. You're going to be seeing a lot of enlightenment, a lot of epiphanies, a lot of light bulb moments, a lot of ideas, a lot of opportunities coming to you at this time. Just sit back and embrace them. This isn't a time to rush. This isn't a time to be impulsive. This is a time to sit back and wait for those flowers to bloom. Sit back and wait for that harvest. Sit back and wait for the apples in the tree to fall in your lap, to fall in your hand. Like I said, if you've been planting those seeds, nourishing your seeds, you should have a very abundant harvest that you can see. You can start to see manifest. You're already seeing things manifest. You're already seeing things coming to you, right? Even if that's just a simple thing of clarity of the mind, right? You're not so much overthinking anymore. You're just kind of going with the flow. If you start to overprocess things, you're like, no, 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 have a seat. This is me. I'm talking to myself. Like, I start to overthink sometimes. My ego, well, what about this? What about that? I'm like, no, no, no. We're going to have a seat. We're going to sit back and we're going to let everything fall into place. And the next day, those same people I was thinking about, they're hitting me up, asking me for A, B, and C. Okay. So this is just about having patience and really getting in tune with yourself and centering yourself and enjoying the journey, right? Because I feel it's like sometimes we get so caught up in rushing, some go, go, go. The destination is here. I got 10 minutes. No, enjoying the view, right? Because sometimes we're rushing, we miss certain things. We miss that butterfly, right? When spirit really wants you to take your time and enjoy the view, look at the mountains, look at the water, listen to the wind. How does the wind feel? What are the trees saying, right? Getting into with nature and grounding yourself, right? This is a time where grounding is going to be essential. Well, all of this higher mind, consciousness, subconsciousness, energy here, it's really gonna put a lot of pressure on your mind, that temple, right? And the way how you gain control is you center yourself back into self, right? And ground yourself and find peace within yourself. Okay. Um, Also, I said this would be a time of upgrades, huge spiritual upgrades, no matter what you're doing, no matter what you do, no matter who you are. If you're an ant, if you're a lion, if you're yes, great time for Kundalini activations. And for those of you who don't know what that is, the Kundalini is basically your root chakra, this coiled up energy. Some people like to attribute it to a snake, a dragon, a serpent, your spine, the Holy Ghost, the Holy Spirit, Christ consciousness, Jesus, Isis. It's a lot of different names for this. And chi, right? Energy, right? It's a lot of different names for this energy, but it's just life force, it's breath, it's consciousness, right? And it's this energy that's coiled up in the base of your spine, your root chakra, your tailbone, that coiled up. And during this time, this energy will start to release, okay? If it's not controlled, it will be chaotic, right? It comes out in different ways. That's just like not having self-control, right? If you're angry, you're lashing out, you're throwing stuff, you're crashing out, right? And it's because you're unaware of the energy that you're in, right? Someone that's being lustful, they just want to, have sexual intercourse with everybody because they're unaware of the energy that they're in. They're feeding this energy in a different way. But when you're more conscious and more intentional with your energy, okay, let me transmute this energy in a different light. right? Okay, I'm feeling extra aroused. Let me go for a walk. Let me exercise. Let me draw. Let me create. Let me paint. Let me wire wrap. Let me get some work done on the computer. Let me transmute that energy so it works for my best benefit. Let me go back outside and ground myself and give this energy to the earth. Let me meditate and just run that energy through all of my chakras and see what happens and send it to source, right? So it's 1,000 ways to tap into this energy, and it's 1,000 ways that this energy affects everyone, but it's just about doing what works best for you at this time. But I say that to say that you will feel some type of upgrade, whether that's Kundalini, whether that's clearer mind, whether that's your gifts, your clairvoyant, your clairsentient, whatever that may look like for you. All of these gifts being enhanced, upgrades, financially, spiritually, emotionally, sexually, mentally, in every way. Just pay attention, and it doesn't have to be this big ass, oh, I'm flying. No, it could be in the most littlest way, right? Like solving an equation to a puzzle. Okay. um Also, ooh, with that Kundalini energy comes divine love, right? Because that energy is attributed to this bliss, to this love, to this orgasmic feeling. If you've had a Kundalini experience, or if you've seen people have a Kundalini experience where their energy is rising, if like I said, it affects everyone in different ways, and it comes in a form of love. It comes in a form of opening up that heart chakra, open up that sacral chakra, and letting that energy just pour in and flow. Okay, so when you are radiating this energy, it's best to be mindful of it and ground it. And once you do that, this is where you turn into a magnet. Okay, abundant magnet. And you start to attract love, you start to attract money, you start to attract physical abundance, spiritual abundance, material wealth, spiritual wealth, financial health. Your physical health gets better, your spiritual health, your mental health, your sexual health. Everything just comes in divine alignment, and you're just in this divine bliss at this time. Okay, so be aware of people that you are attracting in at this time, as this is going to be a portal of love, a portal of divine love as well. Okay, and also releasing things, right? Because that's that root chakra, that's that grounded chakra, right? Is releasing as well. It's not just taking. It's about, or receiving. It's about releasing and letting go and surrendering as well. Okay, let me get some of my smoothie, y'all. Excuse me. Yeah, so grounding is going to be very essential during this time. Surrendering to the flow of the energy is going to be very essential, and being aware of the energy that you're in, the energy of others, as this is a very highly charged time. Like I said, people howling at the moon, right? And that's that sense of that instinct, that primal instinct, right? It's in our nature to want to procreate. But if you aren't aware and intentional and conscious of that energy can consume you, right? And we want to be masters of ourselves, masters of any energy that we feel. We don't want to let that energy overtake us, and we're acting on impulse, right? Acting on instinct. We want to be in control of ourselves and be mindful of what we're doing, and not a sense of being robotic, not feeling, just being aware and doing what works best for you at this time. Okay. Um, And this is how we tap into new timelines. I'm reading my notes. Okay. You already know. Very thorough, very detailed. But yeah, this is where we go into a new timeline, right? Because we're just sitting back and observing, and we're able to see the shifts in the energy, able to see the shifts in the timeline. And this is where we get an advantage, right? Because some people, they're just so caught up, they don't even see where they're headed. They don't see the route that they're taking, versus it's giving me like a monk, right? When a monk sits in that energy, they're able to catch everything, right? They're able to just sit and observe, and nothing could penetrate their energy because they're in the now. They're in that essence. They're in that source frequency, right? This source consciousness, right? And it's not, I'm not operating from anything outside of me. I'm one with myself. And when I'm one with myself, I'm one with the all, right? All for one and one for all. All right. So just being centered and being aware of the energies as we are going up in the timeline, going up in shifts, going up in dimensions. And this is not just us. It's happening on a macro and a micro. It's happening within us and outside of us. It's happening on this earth, in the earth's core, and also universally. Okay. Like I said, y'all got to excuse me. I was too fired up this weekend. Okay, so making sure that you guys are taking care of yourselves as well, okay? um, I said it's going to be a lot of energy, right? It's going to be a lot of energy in the ethers, right? And this could be a cause of people, like I said, being impulsive, people being agitated, people being aggressive, people being lustful, people acting out of character. Like I said, that howling out that moon, right? Highly sexually charged. Okay. Just be mindful of that energy. If you have someone that you can release that energy with, that you trust, do so. If you are cultivating more space and more self-love, then pour that energy back into yourself and transmute that energy accordingly. Okay. um and getting more in tune with this divine essence, and sending that energy up to the divine, like spirit is saying, like, because what I do is because I've been celibate, all right. So sometimes I do get aroused. I do get, that urge, you know what I mean? And what I do is I'll channel the energy and I'll send it up to my crown and I'll shoot it out and I'll shoot it back into source. So I'll send all of that love, all of that energy back to source. And I'll just keep doing that and breathing until I feel bliss, until I feel like I release the energy. It's a hard way to describe it, but if you know, you know. All right. So shout out to all of my self-love tribe. All right. And learning to cultivate your energy in healthy ways is going to be very prominent during these times. Okay. All right. As this is a great expansion, right? So as we are expanding, as we are growing, there are things that are separating as well. So it's not only just a great expansion, this is the great separation, the great timeline shift, the great split, right? Because as the collective consciousness rise, people who don't fully get the picture or don't fully see, they're getting more further away from this higher timeline, right? So it's like someone who isn't learning from their lessons, right? Someone who doesn't want to learn, someone who doesn't want to heal, someone who doesn't want to grow, they're still going to be where they're at. Meanwhile, someone who is doing the work, someone who is elevating, someone who is pouring in, I mean, it's just kind of like two people plant a seed. One person plants a seed, they leave, they never come back. The other person plants a seed, they water it, they nourish it, they talk to it, they give it sunlight, they give it darkness, they, put crystals in it, they, put nutritious foundation, they put worms, they put flowers, that flower is going to grow, that fruit is going to grow, versus the other seed that hasn't got any light, any love, any nourishment is going to stay exactly where it's at and is going to die. And that drifts them further and further away. So that's essentially what is going on on this planet, in the universe. This is a universal thing, okay? So yeah, you guys, just embrace the energy as it is very charged up, it's very electric. And this is a time where we connect with like minds and we create those soul bonds with soul tribe as we are all going through it. We're and not in and going through it doesn't always mean, oh, I'm having a bad day. It's like, no, I'm feeling this energy. I don't feel bad. I'm just feeling charged up. I'm feeling really good. You know what I mean? So just embrace it and share if you feel like you need to share, okay? You ain't got to hold nothing in with Soul Tribe over here, okay? What Bruce Lee said, what Bruce Lee talking about? Seeing with clarity through the lens of awareness. You answered the question I was going to ask you. Ha ha ha. Thanks. All right now, okay. Yep, but that's exactly what's going on. The collective consciousness is rising. That's why I named this because that's exactly what's going on. Like, and it is what it is. All right. It is what it is. It's no other way for me to explain it. But I mean, that's just the energy. Okay. But yeah, this is the great separation between the higher mind and the lower mind as well. Right. And this is within us as well. Right. You're able to decipher, like I said, going back into what I was talking about with the sexual energy. Right. You're able to decipher when you feel that energy. You're able to decipher when others are in that energy, right? When others are being lustful, right? When others just want to use you for something. It ain't even got to be lustful. Like, can I get $5? Can I get, like, what? I ain't talked to you in 8 years. My mom is losing her house and I need $200. You got to, now, it depends on the circumstances. But like I said, be mindful, use y'all discernment at this time. It's going to be a lot of discerning that's going to be necessary, a lot of tests that are going to be necessary. I'm not saying give out of the kindness of your heart. I'm just saying don't let nobody use you, right? If you know somebody's a leech, a vampire, energy vampire, they're draining you every time they're around, you just feel this low vibrational energy, cut them off. Period. All right? Do you think love is something you fall into or rise into? Um, it's both. It's both. It depends on where you're at in your level of consciousness, right? Because I feel like people who aren't aware of themselves, they fall into love and when they fall, they leave themselves behind. They lose themselves, right? If you're an over lover, you can lose yourself in love because you fell in love, right? Or you can come together come together with somebody on the same frequency that matches your frequency and you merge with one another and you become whole. You guys become holistic. It's a new perspective and you guys elevate one another. You aren't taking from one another. You pour into each other to help each other rise, right? So it's, I don't need anything from you, but I love your energy. I love your affection. I love you, right? I'm not willing to lose myself because I know I don't need you. But at the same time, I love your company and we can help each other rise, elevate, and grow. Right? So I feel like we have to fall into love to rise out of that level of thinking to go up to this new layer of love where we are floating in bliss with one another, right? And it's not a sense of even being sexual, it's just being in that person's energy, and their energy is enough to restore your energy and vice versa. Okay, so that's how I feel. Peace. That's how I feel on love. It should always be energy being reciprocated. It should never be one person giving more than the other. Right? People be like, oh, do you think a man should pay for everything? Do you think, what about 50-50? What about this? I feel like it is an energy exchange. It's always going to be an energy exchange because at the end of the day, you fulfill me in some type of way and I should fulfill you in some type of way, and there should be a infinite loop that is being transpired between us. I shouldn't just be asking you if that's the type of relationship you want, right? But it's different layers. We talk about love. Love is infinite. Pure divine love with no arterial motives is unconditional. And I'm not even thinking in that aspect, but some people take that and abuse it, right? So it's different. Has healing yourself changed the kind of love you attract? Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh my goodness. I'm going to show you just what happened this weekend from me loving myself and pouring into myself. I'm going to show you what I got this weekend through sleep. And y'all know how much I love flowers. And y'all know these ain't the same flowers. I switch my flowers out as rare as I like, as most as I can. Let me take it back. So this weekend, as you guys know, I make jewelry and I do a lot of things. And I went to my show. Okay. Now, as I'm walking into my show, isn't they're beautiful? Look at how beautiful they are. Thank you so much. I love them. And they're real flowers. Like, they're gorgeous. I had to bring them back to life. But yeah, I was at my show. I'm walking to the center and this man sees me walking. He's on a golf cart. He works there. He's like, hey, you going to the Fort Mason Center? I'm like, yeah. He's like, let me give you a ride. I'm like, hell yeah. Thank you. He, gives me a ride. Super nice. He like, I like your energy. You smell really good. He's being a little flirtatious, but he's being sweet. He's being nice, right? I'm like, yeah, if you're not busy, come check us out. Come inside the Fort Mason building. I'm a vendor there. He was like, all right, when I get some time, I'm going to check it out. He comes in. He checks out the venue. He sees me. He's like, wow, I didn't know you did all this. I said, I told you I'm with all the spiritual shits. I'm told you I'm tapped in, right? Because we had a little conversation. I told him we was talking about a lot of energy and spiritual things. I was like, I told you I'm tapped in. He was like, I didn't know you had all this. I'm like, yeah. He was like, I want a bracelet. I'm like, I got you. He tries on the bracelet. The bracelet doesn't fit him. I'm like, if you want, I could rewire it. I could restring it. He was like, you don't got to do that. I said, this is what I do. I do got to do that. So I'm like, do you want it or not? He's like, okay, I want it. I'm like, all right, give me 5 minutes. I'm going to restring it. He's like, all right, bet. He walk around the thing, come back. I restring it for him. It fits perfectly. He like, thank you so much. You didn't have to do that, etc., etc. About 10 minutes later, he come back with this. Talking about, yeah, for you going above and beyond and making that bracelet when you didn't have to, I'm going to go above and beyond and give you these flowers because you deserve it. And y'all, I almost cried. I was so happy. And this is just for me, loving myself, being who I truly am. Because I could have been like, oh no, I can't restring it. Oh no, I don't need a ride. Oh no. But I love myself enough to know that I deserve more. And I'm going to pour into my craft. I'm going to do everything that I'm going to stay true to my intentions, right? Staying true to who you are. Loving yourself unconditionally, right? This stranger, I don't even know him. And he never asked me for my number. He never said, ooh, do you got a man? This was just out of pure love, out of pure being in gratitude. Here are some flowers for you, right? So I'm receiving these flowers and I'm giving these flowers back to y'all, right? As a reminder to always love yourself, to always pour into yourself, to always stand firm on your boundaries because you deserve it. That's a part of self-love, right? That's a part of growth. We've been there, we've done that. And pouring into yourself and healing will attract higher vibrational people to you because you're going to be able to see, and not saying that we're judging people, but you're going to be able to see when people come at you with ulterior motives, when they're in that lustful energy, right? When they just want to use you, when they haven't healed, when they don't want to heal, because it's a difference between having issues and wanting to heal and having issues and not wanting to heal, right? So that is going to attract in someone who's on a same frequency or even higher than you. just by you pouring into yourself, because you pouring into yourself, you're going to be able to see that reflected in others. Okay, so to answer your question, absolutely. I have seen a huge change in from me doing the healing work and loving myself, how that attract people to me. I attract people on the same vibration and higher. And I also attract people on a low vibration because, you know, darkness love the light. The opposites attract. But if I did not do that work, I would not be able to see that in others. And I would feed into that and pour into them and let them drain my energy. I don't do that anymore. Been there, done that. And I'm not going back into that loop, right? Either you want to do the work yourself and heal yourself. You got to want it just as bad as I want it for you. I can't want it more than you. And if I do, then you got more work to do. Okay, holla if you hear me. Somebody in the chat. Okay, so yeah, these, we're receiving our flowers. Okay, and y'all know how much a girl loves flowers. Yes, exactly. You are what you attract. And if you keep on attracting low vibrational things, it's because you're accepting those low vibrational things, right? Because that's where spirit in the universe is testing you. I'm going to keep sending you these low vibrational things. And if you keep receiving them, that's what you want, right? But if you keep receiving these low vibrational things and you're repelling them, like, nah, I don't want that. Nah, I'm good. Spirit's gonna be like, oh, she keeps sending, return to sender, return to sender. Okay, she don't want this. Okay, let me level it up. Universe, sources like, let me level it up. Let me send a high vibrational match. Let me send someone from Soul Tribe that she on the same frequency with, just to give her a are you cool today? You was on my mind. How you doing today? Right? Because like I said, it ain't always got to be sexual. Right? Let's send a butterfly her way. Let's send 444 your way. Right? Let's send 333 your way to let you know what type of frequency you on. Right? Let's send your ex to see if you still if you have you really elevated. Do you really learn the lesson? Right? Because you know spirit gonna test you. And it's up to you what you allow. It's what you allow in your energy. All right? Because we're a reflection of everything that is around us. This is what we manifested in the physical. But it's about what we entertain, right? Because energy is the new currency. Energy is the frequency, right? So if you're pouring into that, the spirit said, oh, the divine universe, oh, they like that energy. They like that toxic. They like that. So keep on giving it to them. They not paying attention to it. Oh, they ready to elevate. Give them one more test and see if they really test them again. Give them the final boss. All right. They had enough. Level them up. Okay, so that's my perspective on it. But I have noticed that throughout the years, the partners that come to me now are extremely elevated. The people who do try to talk to me, like you said, when it comes to love and want to date me, they're very, I feel sometimes they out of my range. They out of my league, right? That person out of my league. They're not my type, they're out of my league. But that is what I've attracted. So they're not out of my league, right? That's a manifestation of me. They're reflected in me as well. It's just I'm tapping back into my self-worth and deeming myself worthy enough to receive that divine love, right? All right, don't have me go on no tangent about no love. I'll be here all day. We here for a full moon Sagittarius energy. Okay, excuse me. Hello, tribe. Don't be letting me rant up in here. Exactly, said get on my level. Exactly. So yeah, that's my opinion on that. All right. But I feel like you're just gonna be tapping into your higher mind and your lower mind and activating your hidden power. You said I appreciate you. Thank you. I know it's all good, right? I appreciate you. But yeah, activating the hidden mind and your hidden power. And we're going to be having a huge breakthrough within ourselves, a huge breakthrough in the physical and the spiritual. Okay. So just like I said, sit back and pay attention. This is going to be a huge breakthrough moment. All right, you're going to see this within the next 2 weeks. All right, because this energy is already here. Like I said, the energy of this full moon is here. This is where we break through because Gemini is the pillars. Gemini is the two, right? That balance, that beam, that scale, that polarity, that temple, right? And Sagittarius is the archer. Sagittarius is the higher mind and the lower mind. Sagittarius is that wisdom. Sagittarius is that port that is going to aim it, right? And if you got a goal and you got your target set and you shoot your shot, you got a straight shot, you've been focused, you taking off, you breaking through, right? Going through the portal, all right? And where it takes you, nobody knows. But it's going to be very abundant, all right, with this Jupiter energy, because that is Sagittarius, is Jupiter. All right, Jacqueline and Boaz, exactly. The pillars, the solar man, right? The high priestess. Like I said, nobody knows where it's going to take you. Only you know. You and the divine know. And the divine doesn't want you to know everything because that's not our job to know everything. Our job is to listen to spirit and follow spirit and trust spirit. And then when we get there, it'll all make sense, right? That's why we don't remember our soul mission. It's about the journey. It's about enjoying the journey, not trying to figure everything out. Because then we get caught up. Then we get anxiety. Then we got okay. So yeah, breaking through. Also breaking through the veil. Okay, the veil has been broken. People like to say the veil is thin. The veil is already broken. Okay, I say this because it's been a lot of sky activity. It's been a lot of sea activity. It's been a lot of war and chaos and distractions, and that is universal energy for evolution and revolution. Okay, we're in that energy, and I'm gonna get more into that energy when I do my Uranus going into Gemini, because there's gonna be a huge revolutionary change that happens when that goes into that sign. And I'll break that down a little bit later. But it's going to be change, and we're already seeing the changes now. Okay. Also thinking outside of the box and breaking through the box. As that is that's a multi-dimensional saying and message, because the box could be in your mind, breaking out of your own mind frame, breaking out of these four walls of your house, breaking out of the jail cell that's in your mind, the mental slavery, the mental programming, right? The matrix, right? And breaking out of this construct. Also, the universe is breaking out of its norm as we're going into this golden age, the silver age, this ascension process, this Kali Yuga energy, right? It's a universal thing, down to the smallest atom here on this planet within the earth, the Argata, right? The inner earth, the inner beings, the underneath the ocean. All right, this is deep, 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 deep transformation that a lot of us are going through right now, and we just have to be aware of it. Otherwise, we'll miss it, right? Like say, oh, you can't miss what's for you. No, if you're not being still and you're not being patient, something will fly right past you. You won't catch that bumblebee, right? You won't catch that butterfly because your head down. You're not paying attention. But if you're looking up, you'll see it as it goes by, and it's going to enlighten you. Like, I am going through a metamorphosis right now. We're all changing. We're all growing. We're all going through something. But we got to push through and remain confident. That's how you break out of the box, right? Okay. So now we're going to get into the chart. Those were just intuitive messages, intuitive things that popped up when I was doing the taking down my notes for this energy. And now we're going to tap into the chart. I'm going to show you guys a chart. If you guys want a screenshot, if you guys want to look it up on your own, here's what it looks like. Okay. I know y'all see that trine. We got a fire trine right in the middle of this energy. Then we have a trapezoid right in the middle of this energy. Okay. So like I said, breaking through the box, breaking through the trap, breaking through the illusions, right? Also, like I said, that straight shot to propel you forward, to break free, to break through, that divine enlightenment coming in. It's a lot. It's a lot with this chart that's going on, which means that it's a lot that's going on within us, outside of us, around us, on the earth, and universally. Okay, underneath the waters, underneath the ground. Like I said, we just had an earthquake. It's riots in LA. It's fires. It's floods. It's tsunamis. It's tornadoes. It's volcanoes. It's all these things happening because this is ascension. This is just not about us. It's not about me. It's about the world rising up in consciousness. Collective consciousness is rising, y'all. Okay? And that's the consciousness of the earth, the consciousness of the universe, the consciousness of source, the universe expanding. And when things expand, things contract. That means there's pain. That means there's releasing. That means that there's purging as well. Okay? Things get shook up, right? The chaos before the order. All right? But if you getting things in alignment and getting things organized, you'll be ready. You'll be prepared. Okay? Are you ready? Are y'all ready? Let me know if y'all ready down in a chat. Okay? We about to deep dive into this chart. Okay? All right now. Okay, so first off, we started off with a fire trine. Okay? If you don't know anything about a fire trine is when you have three alignments in a triangle within all of the fire signs. I'm ready. Don't get me started because I love SpongeBob. Nostalgia, high school stuff. Okay. But yeah, we have a fire trine. We have the moon in Sagittarius. Then we have Chiron, Saturn, and Neptune in Aries. And Saturn and Neptune are conjunct in Aries. That's a whole nother energy right there. That's huge transformational, generational energy. Okay. Then we also have Mars and Leo. Okay. And I'm gonna show y'all one more time. So y'all know I ain't lying. Cause I ain't lying. You ain't got to lie, Craig. I ain't got to lie. Okay. But I said this fire trine is initiation. Okay. Harmony with purification. Okay. There's going to be more solar flares that go off. All right. So get ready for that. The Schumann resonance going off. I said, bye, Felicia. Right. Which means that there's going to be time for grounding. There's going to be a time for centering yourself. As like I said, the earth is going to be shaking and trembling and eruptions and passionate energies and fire and us purging, us releasing things, people getting sick to purge out certain parasites, parasitic energy. It's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot here. All right. Because the earth is rising in frequency. The earth energy is shifting and changing and evolving and growing. Okay. And this sometimes can make people go crazy because they're not able to handle the energy. Like I said, if you're not in control of yourself, that means that there's a parasitic energy, an entity, an imp, a demonic, a devil, a demon, something controlling you. Really, it's you not having self-awareness and self-control of self. There's nothing outside of you that can control you unless you allow it. Okay? But we're going to see a lot of people going crazy who haven't done the work. Plain and simple. Okay? Then I started seeing, as I was writing these down, I started seeing a vision of a man on fire. Right? So I seen like someone walking and they were set on fire. And that just gave me a sense of someone sacrificing themselves, purification, enlightenment. Okay. Walking on coals, right? This type of initiation into this higher realm, sacrificing yourself, doing ritual things to initiate you, right? It gave me this whole sense of this like shamanic energy, this old ancient indigenous energy, because now I'm seeing like someone walking on coals, right? But it's the fire, like we walking on fire, walking on coals. And if you don't have control of your mind, if you don't have control of yourself, then you're gonna miss it, right? Because in that yeah, man on fire, it's like you have to have self-control. It's almost like the ice plunge as well, right? When people do those ice plunges, you have to have control. You have to take your mind somewhere else, but you are detoxing and cleansing the body. You're going through an initiation of self, right? You're initiating yourself. Okay. All right. Things heating up. This is going to be a very hot summer. All right. As we're coming into the end of June, which is the beginning of summer. Okay. So things are starting to get hotter, hotter. Days getting longer. Okay. Things hitting up. People who have done the work will make it through. Okay. Yeah. People who've done the work, ascending. People who haven't, all right. This is just the energy, and I know y'all see it already. You already see people around y'all who ain't tapped in spiritually, who not operating from their highest light, who aren't operating from love, because you ain't even got to be tapped in and conscious and, oh, I'm spiritual in this. No, I see people who still eat low vibrational things, who are giving with their full heart, and they are aware and they are protected and they're loving and they're honest. They good. Okay. So this is about your intentions and that love, right? And having compassion and being centered in your heart, right? And also balancing that out with your mind and balancing that out with your spirit, right? And sometimes getting out of the body and sometimes getting out of spirituality. It's all about you and what feels right for you, okay? And balancing that within your own self. That's what we're getting to know thyself. Know thyself. You know what works best for you. You know what you're allergic to, right? I don't know that. You know that, all right? So do what works best for you at this time, okay? Following your heart's desires and healing your higher mind. You will have spiritual rewards, okay? So, and I say that because sometimes we don't want to get lost in the illusion of things, become delusional, right? That's part of going crazy, right? Yes, we're dreamers. Yes, we're believers. Yes, we're achievers, right? But we don't want to get lost in the dream, lost in the fantasy, to that way we're not grounded. So always making sure that you're balanced, being optimistic, but not losing yourself, okay? Sometimes you can show nothing and love and still get the same energy. Yeah. Let me see. Let me read that. What did you say? Sometimes you can show nothing but love and still get weird energy back. Yeah, but that's just when you call your energy back and lead them where they at and let them go with love and compassion, right? It's not our energy is not to be shared with everyone, and it's not for us to judge either. It is what it is. Sometimes we got to leave things as they are, and that's a lesson that we learn. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I gave my love, they didn't give me no love back. That was for me to receive that. I received the message, I received the lesson. What is spirit trying to show me? What's the lesson spirit trying to teach me here? Right? Okay. I said great rewards in abundance. Okay. Coming in all ways. And also the inner child is the key. All right. Because that fire, that initiation, that passion, all of this energy, cultivating this energy with that Leo energy centered in the heart, the inner child. That Sagittarius energy is centered in the higher mind, that freedom, right? That Aries is the first one, the initiation, right? The initiation of the heart, initiation of the mind, tapping into those heart desires, right? And what is those heart desires centered in? It's centered in the inner child, right? So that's why it's very important for you to do the work and healing yourself and tapping into. That's why when I do, because you already voted what classes y'all want to do the mastering the shadow, okay? I ran the same thing on Instagram. They want to do chakra cleansing. I'm gonna do the classes, and the classes are gonna be phenomenal because we're gonna deep dive on a little bit of everything because it's all connected and we're going to get ourselves right. That way we are masters of ourselves, and nothing really outside of us can pull on our energy. Because that's really what it be, right? We don't got to master everything outside of us. Once we master ourselves, we're able to maneuver through different things, right? And we can see things coming a mile away. Okay, you guys? All right. But yeah, the inner child is the key. And having your unique values will pay off. Okay. And I say that because we have Uranus and Venus and Taurus. So those unique values, that self-love, your self-interest, what do you love, what do you care for, what are you working towards, those goals, okay? All of those things will start to pay off. You're already seeing a little bit of glimmer of hope, a little bit of shine, a little bit of confirmation with this right now, right? You've been kind of seeing it since the end of May. Since the beginning of Gemini season, you should have seen some type of glimmer of hope, some type of spark of abundance with whatever you're doing right now that's going to help you and give you more confirmation that this is the path that you're supposed to be on, or this is leading you to what you're supposed to be doing. Supposed to be seeing some type of abundance, all right? In the midst of the chaos, right? But you're supposed to be seeing some type of abundance, okay? Hopes, wishes, and dreams, fortune, with the groups and the collective consciousness will begin to rise, will begin to come together, will begin to expand. All right. So like I said, whatever you've been pouring into, whatever you've been investing in, you should start to see a lot of those investments coming back at this time. Okay, you guys? All right. Now that was my chart. Messages that I had for the chart. I had also did a meditation, and it was beautiful. Okay, so we're gonna deep dive into the meditation. I'm gonna get a drink of my smoothie. How y'all all right? In the words of Bob Hemmett, y'all all right? Okay, how y'all doing out there? What y'all doing? How y'all feeling? How try feeling? Okay, I'm feeling very calm now. I got like the rush of the day done. Earlier was chaotic, but I feel like I calmed everything down now. So I'm feeling very centered. You said working and listening. Good, good. You said we Gucci. Okay, Gucci. I see you. I see you. All right. I love that. Yeah, feeling good. Yeah. It's like this very calm energy, being present, right? I feel present and aware and thankful and grateful and in gratitude and appreciative that we in this energy, okay? All right, so I'm going to tap into my meditation. And soon as I went into my meditation for the channel messages, I seen a flat plane. Okay. And I seen this plane, and I seen an arrow going through it. So it was like this flat plane appeared, and then I've seen a straight line go through it, like an arrow. And I was like, wow, that's that breakthrough energy. That's that piercing through the veil. That's us ascending. That's us letting things go. That's something taking off. Okay. Then it was like, once it went through it, it was like this spiral energy around it. So maybe activating something, initiating something, closing an old cycle, right? To enter in a new cycle, right? Breaking through this loop, right? Breaking through old karma and receiving karmic justice, right? One thing that I love to talk about is this judgment energy, this justice energy, and this victory energy. Okay, so those are like the three main things. Judgment is being casted, justice, and then victory. It's kind of like court, right? Got the judge, they giving them judgment, they on trial. Then the verdict is this, right? That's the justice. Boom, slap down that gavel. That is what it is. And whether, depending on the outcome, it's a victory, right? All right. Okay, and then after I seen the arrow go up and it transformed into like this universe, it turned into like this wormhole, this torsion field. I can see it now. This like energy, this universal energy, this galaxy energy, um, with an arrow in it. And then I seen a star, okay? And it was like a Merkaba. This wasn't like, it was like a regular 5-pointed star and then it turned into a Merkaba. And I was like, wow. So this is us going up another level, right? Because it's a 5-pointed star and it's a 6. So going from the 5D to the 6, going from, you know, change to victory and balance, right? Equality, beauty, peace, enlightenment, protection, right? Because a Merkaba is a chariot. This is where things take off. Okay, that star power, that star quality, right? The stars, literally the physical stars in the skies or in the waters or below, whatever your, you know, whatever your perception of space is, right? This could be the star within you taking off, you being at whole and feeling more protected and more grounded and centered in yourself. Okay. And then I seen the star moving and rotating, right? And that made me think of the Wheel of Fortune, right? The Wheel of Fortune is always moving. The wheel is moving. The universe is moving. We are moving. The only thing that is constant is change, right? We're on this earth to evolve and grow, right? And that's the only thing that's consistent is change, right? Nothing is forever. If anything is stagnant, it is death, okay? If it is moving, that is life. That is life. Life is always moving, okay? Um, then then I seen a dragon, right? At the base. I seen a dragon at the bottom and then a dragon head came up. And it immediately reminded me of Dragon Ball Z when they get all of the 7 Dragon Balls and the lightning dragon comes out, right? That Kundalini rising. So I literally seen the Kundalini of the dragon come up during the meditation. And the whole time, this star was in the background. Okay, the 5-pointed star was in the background throughout the whole meditation. I seen a star. Okay. And then I kept seeing that star turn into a Merkaba. So I'm like, this is us going up. Like I said, the rise in collective consciousness. You are ascending. You're having that Kundalini rise and Kundalini symptoms, ascension symptoms, upgrade symptoms. Just feeling more elevated, feeling good, right? Or feeling bad to release so you can feel good, right? Whatever part of the level up you on is all for the greatest good. Okay. Then I seen the stars going up, and it reminded me of the rise of the stars. And then I put rise of the collective consciousness because that's just what I kept getting. That's what the energy that kept presenting itself to me was the rise of the collective consciousness. Okay. I said, and with this rise, with this great expansion, there will be a great separation, right? Because when something is rising, that means something else is falling. Okay. A shooting star, if you will. Shooting star is taking off from our perspective, but from the sky's perspective, it's coming down. So it's all about perception and perspective. Okay? The higher and the lower, the higher and the lower, the higher and the lower. And it's all about what you perceive. That's your reality. Okay? All right, you guys. So that was my Sagittarius full moon energy reading. Yeah, I don't know if you guys let me know what you guys think. Like how you guys feeling? You think this energy is going to be like a very shifty one? Do you guys feel the shift happening? Do you guys feel like you're upgrading? Do y'all feel this energy? Is it a different type of energy? Can you feel it? Do you feel okay? Do you feel normal? Are you watching people crash out around you? Like, what's y'all take on this energy? I want y'all, I'm asking y'all the questions today. Y'all is asking me questions. How do y'all feel? What's going on in y'all reality? Okay? What's really going on, collective? Let me know. Tap in with me. What's going on in y'all reality? Y'all said y'all feeling cool. Y'all feeling good, right? Well, what's going on around you, right? Are you seeing people act weird? Are people, what's really going on? Are people acting cool? People vibrating high? People who on the same level of consciousness doing all right? Or I don't know. Because in my realm of reality, everything is shifting. Y'all both said crashing out at the same time. Crash, you said crashing out, crashing out. Everybody said crash, crash, crash. That is so funny. Wow. Seth Pro said, folks around me are crashing the F out. Bruce Lee said, been crashing out for no reason. Yeah, niggas crashing out for no reason. Jupiter said, I see the world crashing around me. Family and all. Yeah. Yeah. Where we're going to see it. And it's only going to get worse for them, unfortunately, because they haven't took a look at the true selves, right? They haven't done the inner work to the roots of these problems. Why do they keep crashing out? They don't know. They're blaming other things. They're blaming other people. They're not taking accountability. So until they do that work, they're going to continue on that cycle. But the separation is already happening. And when fall comes, it's going to be even bigger separation. And when winter comes, that's going to be the great divide. Okay? When we get into that Sagittarius season, it's going to be very, you can't miss it, right? It's already like, dang, they tripping. Like, why they tripping? Why everybody fighting? Why so many crashes on the freeway? What is going on? Like, and then we sit back and we get home, we like, oh, right? It's only going to get more intense. Meanwhile, we're just sitting back observing, right? And we're not better than them. We done the work. It is what it is, right? So, yeah, exactly. I love that. Okay, so yeah, did anybody want to do like a reading? I didn't know if I should pull cards. I was going to pull cards on a different thing if I was going to. I really didn't want to because I feel like this was such a great message. I feel like this hit all the notes with 111 on a clock. I feel like this hit a lot of different notes. But if anybody would like to donate to the Cash App, it's in the description box. It's Nudiamonds, Nudiamonds 101. Or if you would like to donate to the PayPal. If you would like a reading, we could do the readings for $20. If you would like a channel reading, the channel message, we can do that. Or if you would like a card reading, we can do that as well. But I feel like the message is very like prominent. Like the collective consciousness is rising. Like, and we're going to continue to ascend. We're going to continue to upgrade. We're going to continue to watch things change, right? And as we are ascending higher, we're going to be watching things fall away, watching people fall away, watching things fall away. And it is what it is. This is the shift. This is that shift, okay? So yeah, let me know if you guys were interested in that. I do have a few more announcements that are coming up for next week. My birthday is also on Friday the 13th. I'm super excited about that. So yeah, I don't know if I'll go live or see you guys this weekend, but I love you guys so much and I appreciate y'all so much. And yeah, I just really feel like this is the energy that we're in. We're going up to that next level of that consciousness. And we're just being called to be observant and called to kind of sit back and watch as things shift. Okay. So yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. Happy early solar return. Thank you so much. That means a lot. Yeah, I'm just super excited. I'm super excited to be here and be aware and be in this level of consciousness and finally connect with Soul Tribe. I'm just grateful, just super grateful. So yeah, if anybody didn't have any more, thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate y'all. I can't even, thank y'all. I love y'all so much. Thank you. I really appreciate it. That means a lot. Yeah, so if anybody didn't want to deep dive into any more questions, or did you guys have any questions, or if anybody would like a reading. Also, you guys can always tap into my website for more personal readings. I do offer consultations, healing sessions, Reiki healing, mentorship, readings, birth charts, progressive readings as well. So, and all of my products, my jewelry, my crystals, my candles, my incense, my sage, my Palo Santo. You guys can check it all out on the website. Okay, Nudiamonds.net. Okay, all that information is in this description box below. All right, what did I think somebody had a question. Why it's not popping up? Okay, what does enlightenment mean to you? Is it a destiny or a way of being? I think enlightenment for me it's a journey, right? It's a journey. It's not, and I say that because I didn't wake up enlightened. I kind of came into this consciousness, in this awareness, and it's something that resides within me. I'm not just this perfect being. And I feel like it is me. It is all of us. And we're able to all tap into it at will if we choose to, right? It's all about choices. And if you want to be, enlightened, you can be that. You can tap into that. If you want to sit in darkness and be, work with the shadow, then that's fine too. So, I feel like it's just a journey that I've been progressing and evolving and tapping into. And the more wisdom I gain, the more enlightened I become, the more I glow, the more I know, the more I know, the more I realize I don't know, because I'm like, dang, I just learned this today, right? And it's someone on a higher level than me. It's someone on a lower level than me. I'm not better than no one. I'm just me. And I want to be that authentically and unapologetically. So that way I'm staying true to who I am. Okay. I hope that answered your question. But yeah, I feel like enlightenment is a journey, right? Because even the most enlightened ones have a story. They had a journey they had to tap into, right? Nobody came out the womb levitating. I don't know nobody came out the womb levitating, right? And even in the womb, in that darkness, they still was cultivating energy and going through this process of shifting and evolving and being one with the creator. So yeah, it's the journey, not the destination. Exactly. And I just learned that this year, you know? Not so, oh, I'm gonna get there. Oh, when I'm gonna be healed. Right? It's about just sitting back and enjoying it. And I can truly say I'm enjoying it now. Like, just, the experiences and laughing when bad things happen, or when I'm upset. Like, oh my God, this was a lesson. Like, how I didn't see that because I was too caught up in my emotions, right? So it's just different things and evolving and growing and looking at things from a different perspective every day. That way I'm able to look at myself and see what am I learning and how am I growing, how am I evolving, how am I being better and leveling up myself, right? Because I want to change the world, yes, but I have to start with myself, because you can always lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink it, and that's part of the journey too. Not judging, not forcing. I'm only in control of myself, and I'm still trying to get full control of that, okay? Because when these emotions kick in, I'll be kind of all over the place. So I'm still focusing on centering myself and being one with myself and getting to know myself, and giving myself grace while balancing that energy, because I'm still working on self-love and my self-worth and self-value. Okay. So I hope that answered your question. Okay. And if no one had any, let me see. Okay. And if no one didn't want any readings, like I said, again, you guys can always check out my website. I appreciate you guys so much. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for sharing space and spending time with me and sharing energy with me. I love y'all, and I hope y'all have a beautiful, abundant, amazing full moon in Sagittarius. This is going to be a beautiful transformation that we all walk through together, and I'm excited to see where it goes. So just remember to stay grounded and stay optimistic and find that balance and do what works best for you. All right, you guys, I love y'all. And thank you so much for the reading and the messages. Appreciate y'all. Yes, thank you. Appreciate you as well. So yeah, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Until next time, peace.